together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today we get a pretty decent card. We get, I believe, 10 or 12 games in the NHL. We get 5 games in the NBA. I've got a couple of games circled in the NBA as well that I would like to attack. We have 13 games in the NHL. 13. I've already moved on 5, and I have a couple other games circled that I would like to bet as well. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday. One went right, one went wrong in the world of sports betting. And I believe it ended up being a slight down day for me, like less than a unit. It ended up being a down about 0.375 units, so about 3/8 of a unit. I end up finishing down. The NBA was a struggle last night, 1-4. I started off with a loss in that over 221 Cleveland and Detroit. It looked good to start, and then it just died after that. Detroit just not doing enough in that game to help me get that game over the total. The game I did get to go over the total, Boston-Dallas over 235. That was a pretty easy winner there in that one. Memphis Grizzlies minus 115. Why do I keep falling for this team? My numbers always like them. The market usually likes them, and then they do that, which is fun. But it is what it is. I'll be probably right back on them today. So
you don't learn, do you?
I don't learn. I do not learn. But if you get blown out by 30 points and get to play the same team the next night, I'm going to back you. Especially if you're playing the Portland Trailblazers. Sue me. Whatever. Chicago Bulls team total over 109.5, full game over 221.5. I knew that was dead, but because before halftime that live total was down in the 205 range. So I was like, all right, that's fun. Tonight's NBA card sucks. And so did college basketball. I had Iona and I had Utah State. I was going to bet a couple other spots, but the line moved before I bet it, and there was no more value on it, and I ended up not betting it. So I ended up leaving off App State, who was an easy winner. I ended up leaving off, I think there was one other play that was a spreadsheet play that by the time I bet them, I would have bet them. It was no longer a spreadsheet play. So I went 0-2 in college basketball there. Luckily, to save my night, the National Hockey League. Perfect 3-0 on a Freaky Friday. We're all 3 underdogs won last night. So that was a fun little card. Over 6.5 Ottawa, Arizona was a winner. And let's give a huge shout out to the Arizona Coyotes. Of course, the one night I did not bet them, they snapped their 14-game losing streak.
Good for them. Good for them.
The Ottawa Senators are going to beat the Philadelphia Flyers today. I don't know. But that's beyond the point. Did not play that Philly-Washington game. The more and more I looked at that throughout the day, I wanted Washington just because of the way the line moved, because it just kept going towards Philly. And it ended up getting up to like minus 150 for the Flyers at one point. I was like, that's too much. I never pulled the trigger on the Capitals. I wish I did. I did pull the trigger on the Ducks, team total over 2.5, which was a winner in the second period. And the over 6.5 got there a little bit later in the third period there. The game ended up finishing 4-3. There was an opportunity for Jack Hughes to tie that up with 2 seconds on a penalty shot.
I saw the
and
penalty
he lost
shot.
the handle and got poke checked by Dostal. And that was all she wrote.
Double sucked.
So as somebody with Islanders to make the playoffs as a future bet, watching the Flyers lose in regulation and the Devils lose in regulation was very, very good. So that was nice there. 3-0 in the NHL, up 3 units. Overall, down about 3/8 of a unit, though, because of basketball. But we're back at it today. I've already moved on a decent amount of basketball and a decent amount of hockey.
We had plenty of basketball today. I do have 3 EPL plays going on right now, too. I'm on Liverpool -1, Everton, and Chelsea. The only team that has scored in those 3 games is Chelsea, who's up 1-0 in the 36th minute. So happy to see that so far. As for last night, it was a profitable night, Nick. Up 4.8 units on the site. I also had some plays that obviously you mentioned that you didn't have. App State -6.5, winner by 23. 23. Easy winner there. The over in that Ottawa game, like you mentioned. Hey, Nick, what can Brown do for you? Well, they can cover a spread.
Yeah.
So that was nice. Iona was a deadbeat. One of the things I've been doing well in college basketball lately, Nick, how about totals? I had Queens College -2 and the over. And Queens scored 91 as they win 91-82. So that was very nice to see there. Double winner in that game. Toronto +3.5 winner. Memphis moneyline loser. Toronto was a loser. Memphis was a loser. How about them Sacramento Kings? +6.5 outright winner in overtime versus Minnesota. Thank you, Kings. The Denver Nuggets appreciate that very much. Loyola Chicago, for the first time in 38 years, defeated a ranked team at home as they defeated Dayton 77-72. Nice winner there. The Milwaukee Bucks, -4. They win by 16. You mentioned the Ducks. They went over. Unfortunately, Utah State did not get there for us. They win by 12. We had a -16. But overall, a much-needed bounce-back day, and hopefully you could take it into a very good Saturday today. We'll see how it goes.
All right.
Where I will say I have one NBA play that I'm interested in today, and it's not Memphis. So we'll say how it's going. Nicholas Handy's here. Nicholas Handy wants to talk about spring training baseball, where we get the Baltimore Orioles and the New York Yankees. Marcus Stroman taking on Cole Irving. I'm not betting any minor league spring training baseball. I will say that. Did you see the quote from Garrett Cole yesterday?
I don't forget a lot of things.
I don't forget a lot of things. He was talking about Daniel Vogelbach's home run trot. I'm sorry, you wanted him to go run faster? Did you see the size of him? I don't think so. Come on, dude. Svechnikov goal, Teravainen point, Aho point. So a bunch of Kings for Robert tonight. Pedersen, $11 million something, 8 years.
Wow. I saw he got an extension. I didn't see the money for it. I mean, yeah, that's a lot of money. But he is a top level player, so it makes sense.
All right. Well, we'll go in. We'll start talking about hockey. And hey, Nick, it's your favorite time to bet hockey. You love the brunch games, and your favorite team is playing.
Oh, yeah, totally. Carolina Hurricanes are taking on the Winnipeg Jets, -150 for the Hurricanes, total of 5.5 in this game. Taking place at PNC Arena, Raleigh, North Carolina. It's a nice little, what was it, 2 o'clock start? 12 o'clock start.
12:30.
12:30 start. So even if I left right now, we'd be really pushing it. We'd be really pushing it. But as I'm trying to stall, there we go. The lines load here with Carolina opening up at $1.40 up to $1.46. So we've had a 6-cent line movement here towards the Carolina Hurricanes. Line opened up at a 5.5 at -118. It's down to a 5.5 at -103 in this game here. So we've had a line movement towards the under. We have a movement towards the Hurricanes in this game. We have 91% of the tickets and 98% of the cash is on the Hurricanes. So public all over the Hurricanes, 1,500 tickets in. 54% of the tickets are on the under, and the lines move towards the under as well. As for my projections in this game, yes, I have the Hurricanes as favorites in this spot here. I have them more along the lines of -115 favorites. So I do see some value here. If you're looking at a side, it would be Jets or nothing at this number. And I think this 5.5 number is actually pretty spot on. I had this game projected for 5.4 goals. I still see a goaltender advantage with Hellebuck against Kochekov. And when you take a look at what these two teams are coming in off of, a nice win there for Carolina. They did only play Columbus, but they're coming in off of back-to-back wins. I believe, is this their first game back after a road trip here? Or I think it is. Let me dive a little bit deeper into this because I might want to move on to Winnipeg in this game. It's their first game back after a 3-game road trip. They went to Buffalo, Minnesota, Columbus. They won 2 of the 3 games. They got 5 out of 6 points on that road trip. The only point they didn't get was the overtime loss against Buffalo. Winnipeg coming in had their 4-game winning streak snapped in a 4-1 loss against the Dallas Stars. They fell behind 3-0 in the first period and were able to do nothing to catch back up. Hellebuck did not have a very good game there. They defensively did not have a very good game there. And I think that I'll probably look for the Winnipeg Jets to bounce back here and show something in this spot. This is a big opportunity for them here against one of the top teams in the NHL and the Carolina Hurricanes. Plus 133. I'm a move on them here. I think that this line's a little bit too wide. I'm going to take a shot at the Winnipeg Jets here at plus 133 in this game.
I kind of lean towards the under. Brunch games, this goalie matchup, I think could really bode well for an under here. Pachekov's been a lot better as of late, and everybody knows that Hellebuck is currently the favorite for the Vezina Trophy. So, yes?
Yes.
Okay, I thought you said nope. Okay. So these are 2 goalies that I can trust right now. Plus, look at the Canes the last 10 games, Nick. 1-8-1 over-under record. So they have been playing really good defensive style hockey, which is one thing that I know you mentioned with them why you thought they weren't going to be good in the playoffs. Well, they're playing more defensive.
No, I never said they can't play defensive style. It was their goaltending.
Sorry. Yes, but their goaltending has been better now. And they're 7-2-1 their last 10 games. I don't like the Canes, but I'm not laying 150 here. It would be the under or nothing. I'm not touching a side.
Fair.
Morning, guys. Went 12-6. Was up betting soccer at 2 a.m. Okay. Canes money line. Love cashing plus money. There you go. Svechnikov, Michigan goal today. No, I don't think so. Lean Jets. There you go. I'm hoping this game goes a certain way.
Yeah, and I was leaning that way until I woke up this morning and saw this line got all the way up to where it is now. Because when I wanted this game, it was Florida minus 155, 160 range, and now we're looking at 173, I think, on Bovada. Let's get into the line history in this spot here between the Florida Panthers and the Detroit Red Wings, where the Panthers opened up at minus 160. It's a 157 now. Line opened up at a 6.5 plus 102. It's a 6.5 at minus 103. So we've been to move towards the over. We've had to move towards the Red Wings in this game here on BetOnline. 84% of the tickets, 91% of cash on the Panthers, and the line moving slightly that way. It depends on what book you're on, though, because I've seen a massive move towards the Panthers on Bovada. 86% of tickets, 98% of cash is on the over here as well. And I wanted the Florida Panthers in this game. I have this game projected Panthers around $1.65 to $1.70 range. And I have this game projected for actually around 5.8 goals. So I actually have a decent lean towards the under here in this spot. And I know people will see these two teams and the under would probably scare them, and rightfully so, because these two teams can put the puck in the back of the net. Last time these two teams played, Detroit won in overtime in Florida, and it snapped, I believe, a 10-game winning streak for Florida against the Detroit Red Wings. Florida is 9-1 in their last 10 games. The only game they've lost was that 1-0 game against Carolina. And Detroit's been hot as well, but they just had their winning streak snapped. They had a 6-game winning streak, and then the New York Islanders went into Detroit and beat them 5-3, scoring their first empty net goal of the season. So Maybe this is a bubble burst type of game. My numbers show that we should see some regression negatively for the Detroit Red Wings. They've overachieved a little bit as of late. During their winning streak, they were getting outplayed in a bunch of games. And I would like to move on the Florida Panthers -1. The question is, has the line gone too far for me to move on it? Maybe. -109 no for -109 for Panthers -1 would be my lean in this game. Whether or not I pull the trigger on it, I don't know yet. It's a lean towards the Panthers though.
Yeah, I'm hoping the Panthers win this one. We got Panthers who are still fighting for the President's Trophy, so we got to keep that one in mind. Although I don't know if anybody really wants the President's Trophy. Detroit's in that the first wild card spot. I believe they're a point ahead of Tampa. 2 points ahead of Tampa. This is a big game because Detroit knows they need to keep winning in order to keep pace. But just because you need to win doesn't mean you're going to win. You're going up against one of the these are the two hottest teams in hockey right now. Arguably, Florida and Detroit. So it should be a really good matchup. I kind of lean towards Florida. Florida in regulation could be an interesting one. Florida puck line, stuff like that. It would be Florida for me.
Yeah.
Panthers, money line. Let's cash. Let's do it. Panthers lost last game 3-2. Should be a bounce back spot for them. Their last game against Detroit. Well, yeah, with a 3-2 overtime loss. Correct. Let's head to this one, Nick.
Yeah, this is a game that I haven't moved on yet, but it definitely has my attention.
Okay.
As we have the Seattle Kraken are hosting the Edmonton Oilers. Oilers -165 road favorites, total of 6.5 in this one here. Taking a look at the line history, line opened up at a 160, it's down to a 152 for Edmonton. So we've had a move towards Seattle. Line opened up at a 6.5 -104, it's a 6.5 at -101. So we've had a move towards the under, and we've had a move towards the Kraken in this one here. 95% of the tickets are on the Oilers, 1,200 tickets in. 67% of the cash on the puck line for the Kraken. We have no cash flow on either. The only thing we have cash flow on, 40% of the tickets and 57% of the cash, is on the under in this game here. And this is one of those spots where I have this game lined much, much closer. The Kraken have been playing better as of late. And the Oilers are not a team that I particularly trust at the moment. When you look at what the Oilers have done, now granted they've played well against the Seattle Kraken since the Kraken have become a team. They've won 8 of the 10 matchups, including 5 in a row. The Oilers are coming in off of back-to-back wins. They are coming in off of a home win there, 3-2 over the St. Louis Blues in overtime. It was the last game of a 5-game homestand where they went 2-2-1 in that one. On the flip side, the Kraken are coming in. They're in I believe this is the 6th game of a homestand for them. They're coming in off of a nice win against the Pittsburgh Penguins. They shut them out 2-0. They will hit the road and play Calgary on the 4th after this game. But I'm kind of interested in maybe looking to have the Kraken start the to end the homestand right. They're currently 3-1-1 on this homestand with wins against Pittsburgh, Boston, Vancouver. Their only loss was against Minnesota, and then they lost in overtime against Detroit. I'm going to move on the Kraken here at +137 in this spot. Release the Kraken for me.
I was kind of leaning Kraken. Keep in mind, it's a big just slate in general today. So I'm not really college basketball in general, but I'm not trying to go crazy. There's a couple of plays that I like on the hockey card, but I'm not going crazy. It would be a lean towards the Kraken. But personally, I'm not betting this game.
Fair enough.
Oilers puck line and Jets are trash. All right.
Cool.
Let's head to this one. I actually like this game.
This game is tricky. The Colorado Avalanche and the Nashville Predators. Avalanche -135 favorites, total of 6.5 in this spot here. And I am so tired of fading this Nashville team. They're a team I thought was going to regress, and they've since I thought they were going to start regressing, they've won 7 games in a row. It's absolutely unreal. I have this game priced around a pick 'em, so it would be a lean towards Nashville in this game for me. Line opened up at a 138, it's down to a 134, so we've had to move towards Colorado or towards Nashville. Line opened up at a 6 at even money. It's a 6 at minus 108, so we've had to move towards the over in this spot here. Colorado does struggle away from Ball Arena, but let's take a look at the cash flow here. 54% of the tickets and 99% of the cash. It's on Nashville in this game here. The lines moved towards Nashville a little bit. 50% of the tickets are on the under. 57% of the cash is on the under here as well. And for this spot here, I'm not going to play anything in this game. I have this game projected for around 6.25 goals. And I have this game projected for the Preds to be about a plus 105 in this game. So if anything, lean towards Nashville, but pass.
I like Nashville in this one. And I know you've been trying to fade them and it hasn't been working. It's been a national team that's been money lately, and I want to keep backing them. They've just been a very solid team to me, at least, because I know you've been fading them. I have not been. So I want to keep backing them. They're a team that's looking good, and these are the types of lines. You got a big team coming, Colorado coming to Nashville. I think this could be a good spot for Nashville to pick up another 2 points. And when it comes to playoff picture, these are important. Because Nashville is currently sitting 7 points ahead of Calgary. But this could be a day that if Nashville wins, Calgary loses, Blues lose, or like you got a couple of these losses, and you could really bury some teams in the West and don't have to worry about them anymore. So a win here can go a long way for Nashville. Obviously for Colorado, they're trying to hold on to a tie right now with Winnipeg. And they're only 2 points behind Dallas. So this is a very tight top 3 in the Central Division. It's going to be a very good race down the stretch of the season there. So big game for those two. But I want to go Nashville here, money line, around plus 115.
Good luck. Yeah, it's also frustrating because because you know what really started this streak for Nashville?
What?
Me betting the Blues to make the playoffs.
Oh, jeez. EQ likes the Flames.
I do like the Flames.
Well, he put a bunch of fire in the chat, so I'm guessing that's Flames. Abs money line. Nope. Yo, what's up, Markel? What is that? I can't really tell what that is. I also have half a screen. Is that Wings? You like the Red Wings today, I'm guessing? And Makar over points. Okay. Let's go to the next game, Nick. Speaking of your Blues.
Yeah. We have the Minnesota Wild and the St. Louis Blues. Wild minus 135 now, total 6.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one. On Bet Online, it opened up with the Wild as minus 128 favorites. It got all the way down to a minus 115 at one point. It's back up to a 127. So we've had a 1 cent line movement here since the opening line towards St. Louis. We have this game opened up at a 6 at minus 106. It's now a 6 at minus 118. So we've had to move towards the over, and we've had to move towards the Blues in this game here. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one here, where we have 81% of the tickets and 99% of the cash is all over the Minnesota Wild. The lines move towards the Blues. Only 860 tickets in, though, so don't read into that too much. 50-50 split on the total in this one here. And I have the wrong team favored in this spot here. I have the Blues as a slight favorite in this spot. I bet the Blues at plus 107 in this game. I'm shocked that the line's moved up the way it has. Moved towards since I bet it, it's moved towards the Wild. Since the opening line, it has not. But when you look at this game, we have the Blues are coming in struggling. They've lost 3 in a row. However, they were all on the road. They lost in Detroit, in Winnipeg, and in Edmonton. Played 3 tough teams. And now they get to head home, take a step down in competition because Detroit, Winnipeg, and Edmonton. Minnesota is a step down from those teams. I don't think I'm saying anything crazy there. That Minnesota is a step down from them three. At home, the last homestand, they were 2-2, but they were dogs in every single game. And on the flip side, Minnesota is coming in on 2 straight losses, so they've kind of struggled here as late. But that was snapping a 2-game winning streak for them. Those 2 losses, and they've kind of traded off. They're 3-4 in their last 3-1 in their last 7 games. And when you look at this matchup here, Blues as a home dog has been money basically all year long. And I kind of anticipate it'll be the same here. 17-11-1 at Enterprise Arena in St. Louis, Missouri. And the Wild have been bad away from XL Energy Center there in Minneapolis. 14-14-2 on the road, Minnesota. I like this spot for St. Louis to potentially get some a little bit of breathing room away from Minnesota, and maybe try to push Minnesota down a little bit in the wild card standings a little bit more. Try to make a push towards Nashville. St. Louis, they are 7 points behind with 2 games in hand. They are tied with Calgary. They are tied with Seattle. So what a race we're going to have for this last wild card spot if Nashville struggles at all for in the second half of this, or in the last couple months of the season here. But I'm on St. Louis in the spot at +107. It would not surprise me to see this game become a draw as well.
Seattle or the Kings. The Kings could struggle as well.
The Kings can do that as well, but I am more interested. I have more faith in the Kings making the playoffs than I do the Predators.
Fair enough. I will say I don't like to disagree with you often in NHL. I kind of lean Wild today. And it's, what did we just see from the Wild? They just lost 6-1 to Nashville. Now, I'm not saying Nashville is bad by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying that's a very, very ugly loss. Now they go to the Blues, which I think they've had a pretty good history against. Although I know the Blues beat them in a playoff series a couple of years ago. But this just seems like a spot that the Wild could kind of like get right in. So I would kind of lean towards the Wild in this one. I'm not going to bet it, not going to fade you, but it's a lean towards the Wild for me, Nick.
Yeah. And I remember that playoff series that they played the Wild. That was the biggest bet I made all season. Of that NHL season was a 1.5 unit bet on the Blues to win that series at +160 odds. So
there you go.
I remember that series pretty well.
Never in doubt, Ducks, baby.
Hell yeah.
Last night faded them Devils. Hey, I think the Devils are overrated. I've been saying that for a while. I think the Devils are overrated. Let's go Wild. Have fun. Blues, I think Terry's is saying yesterday to avoid his team. Not sure why, because he is a negative towards them right now. Blues W. Over. I could see the over. I could see the over in that game. Warren, gentlemen, good morning. Untouchable. Blues in the under.
See, I would have wanted the over if it was a 6.
What's up, fellas? Been out of tune as of late. My dad passed away. I'm sorry, dude.
Shit.
It's been rough. Had his service yesterday, trying to stay in good spirits. Well, I hope everything goes smoothly over there. I'm sorry for your loss, dude. Hey, we're always here to try to help out. So, our condolences to you and your family. Best wishes over there. Let's head to the next hockey game, Nick.
Yeah, let's keep it going here. The Tampa Bay Lightning and the Montreal Canadiens. We have the Lightning as 275 favorites, total of 6.5 in this game. On Bet Online, it opened up at a 238. It's up to a 250 now for Tampa Bay. Line opened up at a 6.5 -108. It's a 6.5 at -114. So we've had to move towards the over, and we've had to move towards the Lightning in this spot here, which I disagree with that move towards Tampa. 87% of the tickets are on Tampa money line, 1,350 tickets in. So I guess that makes sense, the line move towards Tampa with 87% of the tickets on it, and 80% of the tickets, 81% of the cash is on the puck line for the Lightning. 67% of the tickets are on the under for the Lightning here, or for the under in this game as well. Samuel Montembeault or was it Montembeault or was it Primo? I think it was Caden Primo projected for today against Andrei Vasilevsky, who has really fallen off this year, Vasilevsky, which has been kind of surprising to see on this for them this year. And I've already moved on the Montreal Canadiens at plus 205 last night. This line is entirely too wide for this game, and I'm actually going to take another spot in this game as well. Montreal team total over 2.5, minus 115 in this game as well. I have them projected up and over 3 goals. This line is just entirely too wide, which produces value here at only minus 115 for them to score 3 goals. And I just, until they can prove to me that they should be big favorites, and maybe they do today, I want to fade the Lightning. I would like to bet against the Lightning, and I have been betting against the Lightning. We cashed with the Sabres against them last game. What have they? Let me get up with the Lightning. I've been doing as of late because I believe we've faded the Lightning the last few times. I almost bet them against Philadelphia. That was annoying that I didn't. They beat the Islanders and the Devils, but previous to that, they lost to Washington, they lost to Ottawa, they lost to Florida. So this has been a struggling Lightning team, and the only teams they've beaten are very inconsistent Devils and Islanders teams on the road. So this is a Lightning team I have no faith in at the moment. If you want to lay minus 275 with them at the moment, have fun. I'm taking a shot with the Montreal Canadiens money line, and I took the team total over 2.5 here as well.
Trust me, I would love to see the Lightning struggle, considering that's one of the teams that we're trying to catch. But Montreal is 2-7-1 their last 10 games. Not a team that's playing good hockey at all. Their only wins in the last, as I said, they were 2-7-1. Their only wins in the only 2 wins, Anaheim and Arizona. I can't trust them. Good luck. I mean, it's a nice price tag. I'm hoping they win. But this is a pass spot for me.
Fair.
Capitals over. Coyotes in the over. Coyotes reverse puck line. Capitals money line. Capitals reverse puck line. Nice.
That was all last night. Hell yeah.
Yes, I figured that one out. Lost the parlay because of the cesspool that is Jersey.
The armpit of America.
They are. Yeah, Jersey's garbage. Tampa Bay money line at minus 270. Robert, please tell me you're not betting a minus 275. Lightning puck line. There you go. Nice sweep and balling out. That's right. Loyola, Chicago, Brown, Queens, and Queens over. Balling out sweep. I love it. I just realized that now. Thank you. Tampa not losing 5 straight at home.
There's no chance they do, right? No chance they do.
Panthers puck line and the over. I do like Panthers. I've seen the Lightning lose to Montreal, though. Then why would you lay minus 275? Are we calling this one the game of the day, Nick?
I've moved on it. I like this spot here. Let's get into it here. The New York Rangers and the Toronto Maple Leafs opened up minus 113 for Toronto up to a 121. So we even moved towards the Maple Leafs, which is interesting there. Line opened up at a 6. It's up to a 6.5. So we've moved towards the over. We've moved towards the Leafs. And this one here, 48% of the tickets, 65% of the cash is on Toronto. 1,300 tickets in. The lines move towards them. 50% of the tickets and 79% of the cash on the under in this game as well. And the lines move towards the over, which is kind of interesting there. Taking a look at the my projections for this game, I do have this game projected for 6.79 goals, so it's a slight lean towards the over. I would have preferred this game at a 6 to move on this over, but I have the wrong team favored in this game. Why are the Toronto Maple Leafs favored in this game? Like, I get it, they're a good team, but the Rangers, I don't think should be dogs in this spot here at all. I've moved on the Rangers at plus 107. They have the goaltender advantage with Shesterkin over Samsonov, pretty clear one. And both these games that they've played this year, they played twice within a week, were high-scoring over games, 7-3, 5-2. So lean towards the over in this game as well. Maybe a Rangers team total over. But I've moved on the New York Rangers at plus 107. I thought this line's wrong, and the wrong team is favored in this spot. So I'm on the New York Rangers at plus 107.
I feel like if I'm going to get to one thing in this game, it's that 60 minutes is not going to be enough time for these two teams.
The draw.
I could see this one going to a draw. And these have been two of the best teams in hockey this year. So, Toronto has not been, but these have been two solid teams, and I could easily see this one going the distance. Maybe even to a shootout. And as crazy as it sounds, how about a little bit of an under here? Maybe like a little bit of a playoff style hockey game, 2-2 going into overtime. Rangers win 3-2 or something like that. I could easily see this one going to overtime. So that's kind of maybe OT in the under would be where I would go in this one, Nick.
So OT in the under.
OT in the under.
You think this is a 2-2 type of game?
Could be.
All right. I want to look up one quick thing for you when you go over the chat.
Sounds good. Rangers money line. That's what Nick likes, yeah. Nashville money line under also Nashville money on lean over, also sprinkling reverse puck line, make it 5 in a row. There you go. Screw the Leafs. They ruined last month for me. Going to pass. There you go. Thanks. Bro, appreciate the words of encouragement. Of course, Rise. Anytime. Anytime you need it. We're always here. Let's head to this one, Nick.
Yeah. Okay, this is just the correct score in general. I was trying to find regulation 2-2. Correct score. That was what I was kind of looking for that Rangers Leafs game. Oh boy. This game is super confusing, and I'll be straight up. I don't have all my numbers done for this one because both these teams played last night. Philadelphia Flyers are $1.40 favorites against the against the Ottawa Senators in this game. I'm assuming Korpisalo, but he was scratched last night for Forsberg in that 5-3 loss against the Arizona Coyotes, snapping their 14-game losing streak. And they were just badly outplayed, Ottawa, in that game. That was just a game that was all Arizona. They came back, tied it up, but they were badly outplayed in that game. Arizona played like a team that was trying to break a franchise-long losing streak. And on the flip side, we have Philly, who's coming into this game also off of a loss. Both these teams lost last night as favorites. Last night, and Philly, that line just got steamed toward Philly, and they lost 5-2 to the Capitals. Taking a look at those advanced numbers real quick so I can punch those in. They were outplayed as well, 2.05 to 2.36 when you look at expected goals there in that game. So Washington was the better team in that spot as well. I'm expecting some regression here from Philly. I really am. And the question is, do they go to Felix Sandstrom, who I don't think has played a game all season long for the Flyers, or do they go with Urson again? Because let's see, has Sandstrom done anything this year? No, Sandstrom has not played a game in the NHL this year. And do they go Korpisalo? Or do they go because he was scratched yesterday? I need to know who the hell is going to be in between the pipes for these two teams. In this spot here, if it's just average goaltenders on both sides, I have the Flyers around a minus 145 in this game. So I need to know who's in between the pipes. I really don't have too much interest in this game. I would prefer to see the Senators win in regulation. Obviously for futures reasons, but as for capping this game itself, this is probably the easiest pass on the card for me.
Fair enough. Yeah, these are two teams on back-to-back, so I'm not going to touch them. So, just an easy pass for me. It don't matter who wins to me. Actually, I would prefer Ottawa, but it doesn't really matter. Sens. Could be a Sens spot. We'll see. Butler. Let's pull up some college b-ball. You like the butt. They're 11.5 point favorites versus DePaul. Fire away. Have fun with that one. Wofford against VMI. Have fun. Colorado State. 15. So you like a bunch of big favorites today. Against Wyoming, fine. Cleveland State we're on, and Irvine we're on. So sure. Morning, my guys. Good vibes and better luck today. Let's cash. Let's do it. It was a good day yesterday. Sorry for your loss. Stay strong. Forgot Hyman goal. Oh yeah, Hyman scored. It's now 2-2. Oakland, Creighton, Davidson, St. Mary's. Who does Oakland got? Detroit Mercy. Sure. Creighton. It was a look towards Creighton. Creighton is a 6.5 point favorite now against a top 10 team, a top 5 team in the nation.
How far is too far?
At this point, it'd probably be leaning towards Marquette, but I'm not betting.
I'm thinking that too.
Davidson versus UMass, fine. And St. Mary's, I believe they're against Gonzaga, right? Yeah, St. Mary's is against Gonzaga, and they're 2.5 point favorites. I kind of like St. Mary's, but I did not bet that game.
Should we move on Marquette?
I'm not going to move on Marquette. Should we fade a goaltender that hasn't played?
That's a great question. Maybe. Or this could be a game where they all rally around him in this first game back. Because he played a little bit last year, Sandstrom, and he was pretty good for the Flyers last year. But I don't know.
Correlated parlay, Oilers, Hyman, shots on goal, and Bouchard. Anytime point. I'm half and half, some big faves and some toss-ups. Hey. I'm not going to talk people off of betting big faves because
I was going to say I laid a
we
decent
have some big faves on our card today, but it is what it is. Let's head to this is the game of the night, Nick.
I've moved on this one too, and I have full intentions on doing the same thing when Vegas goes to Columbus as well. I'm looking to bet against the Vegas Golden Knights the rest of this road trip, which is 2 games. It's today, and it's against Columbus. I'm on the Buffalo Sabres. I'll get that out of the way now. I got them at plus 102 last night. Let's get the line history up in this spot here between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Buffalo Sabres. Line opened up at a 117. It's still a 117. Line opened up at a minus 120 for the over 6. It's now a minus 112. I do have a strong lean towards this under as well. I wanted this Vegas team total under, but it's 3.5 at minus 165. So they've priced that out of my range. There's 56% of the tickets and 70% of the cash on the Vegas Golden Knights, and the line has not moved. 41% of the tickets, 96% of the cash on the under in this game as well. I would like to move on this under. I do, and I probably will. This under 6 at minus 105 as well. I am already on the Buffalo Sabres. This will be my way of being able to bet the Vegas Golden Knights team total under, is grabbing this under in general at 6. I have this game projected to be like a 2-2 type of game. I have this game projected around 5.5 for this game. So I'll take the under 6 in this one as well. But I like the Sabres in this game to win, and I would like to fade the Vegas Golden Knights these next 2 games until they head home.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm on the Sabres here.
I will say I'm not going to bet the game. I'm not going to watch the game. It's been working out for my Sabres. I'm not watching, not betting, and they're 4-1 their last 5 games. So that being said, I will give out a small little fact for today, and it involves the goalie. March 2nd, 2015, 9 years ago today, Chris Stewart was traded to the Minnesota Wild in exchange for the 2017 second-round pick. That second-round pick turned into Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. So on today, we essentially got Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. So I figured I throw that out there. But I'm not betting the game, not touching the game, not watching the game, because the Sabres do better when I don't. So there you go.
And that, my friends, has been the irrelevant fact of the day.
You're welcome. Vegas. Oh, sorry. Sabres money line in the under.
Yep.
Robert does not like me. It's because we shit on his Canes. It's fine. OT. Could we see OT?
I can see 2-2. Absolutely, I can see 2-2.
There you go. Is that Vegas asshole insert picture still out? Yes, he is still out, and I don't have that picture pulled up. Tuck, anytime goal. I could see it. Ooh, Tuck. No. Not Tucky.
Peyton Krebs.
And they've been mentioning, because I've been hearing about him. He's been playing some of his best games, Peyton Krebs. And he's really beginning to get the feel offensively. So, Krebs, anytime goal today. Thanks, bro. So, NHL on the wings. Panthers under. I get to see that. Oilers in regulation.
Nope.
Oilers Kraken over.
I can see that.
Bruins in a minute. Bruins Isles under. Jets Canes draw. Leafs Rangers draw.
He's on the over in that Isles game, over 5.5, and the draw.
Oh, right? Okay, yeah, I see. Okay, never mind. Yep. Good day. What's up, real deal? And then Bruins draw. Must bet on principle.
Yeah, because they've just been playing a ton of overtimes.
Well, we'll talk about the Bruins and the Drawlanders, Nick.
Yeah, the draw. I mean, it's a great look in this game here. I heard that the NHL is implementing a new rule here, specifically with the New York Islanders. To save time, every game starts in overtime. Okay. Yeah, that's very cool of the NHL to save the people time and not have to watch the first 60 minutes of the game just to know the game's going to go to overtime. So draw, I can definitely see the draw in this game. Let's get into the line history in this spot, though, and let's actually cap the game. We have this game opening up with the Boston Bruins at a -125. It is now a -121. So we've had to move towards the under in this game here. Line opened up at a 5.5, -115. It's now a 5.5 at -125 on some books. We have 93% of tickets, 83% of the cash on the over, 1,500 tickets in, 90% of the tickets, and 88% of the cash is on the Bruins, and the line's moving towards the Islanders in this one. Here, we have this game. I have this game projected for 5.94 goals. So if I can get a 5.5, I would be interested in this game to go over the total. I have this game projected for, I believe, Swayman and Sorokin. And I have the Bruins as around -120 favorites in this game. So I think this line's about correct. If I can get a 5.5 in this game, I'd be interested in this over. The 5.5, if I want it, it would be probably like -130, -135, -135. So that's enough to keep me off of that. If it was -125, I would be moving on this over 5.5, but not at this number here, which is just going to allow me just to pass on this game. Draw, I feel like is a decent look in this game as well, but I highly doubt the draw price will be any good in this game. Let's see what the draw is in this game. I feel like this is the most obvious draw of the day. If I could find regulation +310 for the draw in this one. So there you go. I'll lean that way.
It's draw or nothing. I'm not really interested in this game, though. Bruins still fighting for the President's Trophy, if you want to call it fighting for it, because they're tied with Florida. I think it's for the best team in the league right now. And the Islanders are still fighting for a playoff spot, so kind of look towards those. Both teams kind of have something to play for right now. It's a draw. I'm not really interested in a side.
Fair.
There you go. Krebs has been demoted. Rumor New York Rangers have interest. Interesting. Darn, I kind of like the Krebs. Bruins puck line. Islanders. It's hard to take a puck line against the Islanders. SMU and
It is.
Tulane. A little bit of an American action. I like that. Let's go check out the games real quick. SMU laying 17.5 points against UTSA. Fire away. UTSA is awful. And Tulane against FAU. I kind of like that. Didn't bet either game, though. Islanders hasn't beaten Bruins the last 6 matches.
Yep.
It's rough. Could see a bounce back spot like the Coyotes. Could. I was waiting for the NHL to change the OT rule back to what it used to be. I think it's. I still think that they should go to like a 3-point system. 3 points for a win in regulation, 2 points for a win in overtime, 1 point for a loss in overtime, no points for a loss in regulation. I feel like that would be the better way to do it. That's just me. We got 3 more hockey games left, Nick.
Yep, and I'm going to move on this game. And there's a few reasons why. And we'll get into that here in just a second. Let's get into the line history in this spot, though, real quick. Because this line opened up with the Blue Jackets as -124 road favorites. They're now up to a -130. Line opened up at a 6 at -118. It's now a 6 at -112. So we've had to move towards the under. We've had to move towards the Columbus Blue Jackets in this spot here. We have 40% of the tickets and 93% of the cash is on Columbus. So we have the bigger bets coming in on the Columbus Blue Jackets here and the line moving towards Columbus in this spot. And let's take a look here. We have 75% of the tickets are on the under, and I believe the line moving towards the over in this spot here. And I had really no interest in betting this game. Now I have interest in putting a few spots down on this one here because I originally had this game, and okay, this line's moved because of the news I'm about to say. It's Arvik Soderblom. It's not Peter Mrazek. It's Soderblom in this game here, which explains the line move now up to a 142, which is going to make me have to play the -1 line in this game at +115. I'm going to be on Columbus in this game, and I think I'm going to take Columbus -1 team total over full game over type of play here in this spot. And this is just a strict fade of Arvik Soderblom. Like, I only have an interest in the Blackhawks when it's Mrazek and net because he actually gives this team a chance to win hockey games. So I just moved on +115, Columbus Blue Jackets money line, or -1. And then also at +115, Blue Jackets team total over 3.5. And then the full game is at a 6 at -117. I'm moving on that as well. I look for the Blue Jackets to light up Soderblom in this game. And once Soderblom was confirmed, my projection for this game went from Blue Jackets around -130 range to -190 range. So there is a pretty significant difference because Mrazek actually gives this Blackhawks team a chance. Soderblom does not. So I'll gladly fade the Blackhawks with Soderblom and net. I'm on the Blue Jackets here, -1 team total over full game over.
I was looking Blackhawks until that news, so I'm glad I stayed off this game. 1-800-GAMBLER, and I'm not interested in this one.
I think I'm going to add the Blue Jackets puck line to the site too.
Pass. I had the Islanders money line and the over 5. He got that last night. He's all over the Blackhawks money line. Well, that was sad news. LO Soderblom, too late. Bet is already in. I did take the over as well. Push will be fine. There you go. Lean CBJ. Where's CBJ playing?
Columbus. CBJ.
Oh, sorry. We're just talking about that game. Never mind. Let's head to. I was more interested in going after than looking at this game. Damn it, Chelsea, you suck.
I'm putting it up on the site right now. Let's see. Okay, I don't have to puck line it here. They're giving me -127 for Columbus on the site. I'm gonna pull the trigger on that before this line moves up higher. So just give me 2 seconds. Fading Soderblom. Just added that to the site. Columbus -127. So cool. I was able to get that at a reasonable price. Let's get into this one here. And good God, we have a -550 favorite. believe no, this is not the biggest favorite of the year. That was when the Chicago Blackhawks were in Edmonton with Edmonton on that massive win streak. So we have the San Jose Sharks. They're at the Dallas Stars. The Stars minus 550 in this game. Total 6.5 in this spot. Let's take a look at the line history. On Bet Online, though, it's a minus 458. So they opened up at 458. They got down to a 419 at one point, and right back up to a 458. Line opened up at a 6.5 at even money. It's a 6.5 at plus 105. For money line, 10% of the tickets are on the Sharks on the money line, 73% of the cash. 39% of the tickets, 73% of the cash on the Sharks puck line. So I'm assuming the majority of the bets on the Stars coming in are the 2.5. And then we have 46% of the tickets and 50% of the cash on the over in this game as well. And you guys know my thought processes behind these massive favorites. It's that if I get a decent price at a plus 2.5, I'm going to take it. Because I'm not going to sit here and tell you there's value at minus 550. There never is. Never is. For starters, you can get the Sharks team total over at 1.5. It is a minus 185. But let's take a look here at what the alternative spread is in this game. Minus 125. Sign me up. San Jose Sharks plus 2.5, minus 125. I'm not going to play the money line. Not playing the money line, which means they probably win this game outright. But I'll take the plus 2.5 at minus 125 in this game. San Jose Sharks plus 2.5, minus 125. That's just a ridiculous number. And that's all it really is. It's just a no team should be minus 500 type of thing, and I'll take the plus 2.5 here.
I agree. No team should be that big of a favorite. It'd be Sharks or nothing. But once again, with a big college basketball card, I didn't see the need to get to a game that's a minus 550 line. So stay away from me. Good luck to you in this one.
Yep.
Dallas minus 2.5.
No.
Line's telling you Stars minus 2.5.
No, it's not.
Sharks puck line. Maybe the over. Sabres Dallas parlay. Cash your tickets. Cash your tickets tonight. Good luck. Bounce back for the Stars. Could be a bounce back.
The Stars just had a nice win. They beat Winnipeg 4-1.
That's right. Well,
so there's not really a bounce back spot.
How about one last game for tonight, Nick?
Yep, and I think this was the first game I moved on because this is the game I did a free pick video for ESP for last night with the Calgary Flames and the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Flames minus 125 favorites in this game with a total of 6 in this spot. I really like this game. I really like this spot here for the Calgary Flames at minus 125. Let's get into it here with the line history with Calgary opening up at, if this game will click, there we go. At minus 130, it's down to a 123. So we've had a move towards Pittsburgh, which is interesting. Line opened up at a 6 at plus 102. It's now a 6 at minus 112. So we've had a move towards the over. We've had a move towards Pittsburgh in this game here with 92% of the tickets and 96% of the cash, 1,800 tickets in on Pittsburgh. So the public loves Pittsburgh here at the dog price in this spot here. They're coming in off of that 2-0 loss against the Seattle Kraken. My projections for this game have the Flames around a minus 150, minus 155 favorite in this game. So I see value here with the Flames in this spot here. Markstrom, I have a goaltending advantage with Markstrom over Yari in this spot here. The Flames have been a team that I've told you recently we're going to go on a run. We are on them against Winnipeg. We are on them against Boston. We were on them against Edmonton. We were on them against the Kings, and we're on them against the Penguins here today. We've been riding this Flames team, and I intend to continue doing that here. This is the team that's finally turned it around, that actually is making a push towards the playoffs. I know you have the playoff future, Tim. This Flames team has been very impressive as of late, and this Pittsburgh Penguins team, I think, is to be faded during this road trip as well. They play tomorrow in Edmonton. I will probably be on the Oilers in that game, in that spot, And when you look at it, Penguins, they look okay in their last game. They lost 2-0, but they put up 33 shots on goal. So obviously Grubauer stood on his head, right? Yeah. How do you have 33 shots on goal and only generate 1.76 expected goals? It tells me you're just throwing pucks at the net. You're not getting high danger chances. You're not getting quality opportunities. You're just throwing pucks at the net just to throw pucks at the net. So I'm full and well okay with fading the Penguins here on the spot. Give me Calgary at -125.
I would puck line it just to have more money on it, but a better price on it. But yeah, no, I have Calgary futures. I know that means I should be betting them more. I don't feel like I need to bet them every single game because I have Calgary futures. So go Flames. Give me my playoffs. Flames money line, yes. January 28th, 2023, Stars lost to the Sharks 5-3.
That's the bounce back you're talking about.
That's the bounce back. Got it. It's blue and gold day, sprinkling Blues, Predators, Sabres, Nuggets. I like it. Gotta take the Canes. You don't have to. Flames in the under. I smell flame roasted penguin. Sounds delicious. Let's put some barbecue sauce on that. Anyway, let's hop into the NBA, Nick.
Yeah. We have the Atlanta Hawks and the Brooklyn Nets. Let me move all my let's switch all my stuff over from hockey to basketball so we can get into this NBA card, which I have a couple of spots that I have circled that I would like to talk out, and I would like to make a move on. I don't think this is one of those games that I am looking to do that in now. Let's take a look at the line history in the spot. If it'll load, that'll be cool. Where we have this game opened up with the Brooklyn Nets as 2.5-point favorites. Now it's a pick 'em. And this line opened up with at a 220. It's down to a 219.5. So we've had a half-point line movement towards the under, and we've had a move towards the Atlanta Hawks from +2.5 to a pick 'em in this spot here. We have 57% of the tickets and 85% of the cash is on the Atlanta Hawks, 7,500 tickets in, 14% of the tickets and 67% of the cash on the Nets money line. So that's kind of interesting there. 37% of the tickets, 92% of the cash on the under. The line is moved towards the under in this one here, which all makes sense, except for this game I have projected way higher. And is this just – did I just type? I think 218.5 is entirely too low.
That's the total.
That's the total.
It's dropped from 220.5 to 218.5.
That makes absolutely no sense. How is this total this low?
Let me pull up something.
This total should be like 20 points higher. I truly don't think. Like what? How is this total this low?
Wow,
am I missing something here?
The players are pretty healthy too. That is a questionable one. I don't know. That kind of pushes me towards an under.
These two teams have been playing unders as of late, but I mean, Atlanta's gone under in 4 of their last 5 games, but those unders were 238, 233, 244.5, and 238.5. Why is this total so low? Like, I think this game soars over this number in this spot, and I would look at alternative overs. Like, this game does not scream 218.5 for me. This game screams 230.5, 235.5 type of game. And the best that'll give me is 221 at +110. This game should be much, much higher total, in my opinion. And I would like to double down on this over. Is the way this is making me start to think now. I had this game projected at -2 for Brooklyn, and my numbers have this game projected in the 230s. So I truly don't understand why this total is so low. Maybe I'm a sucker, but I would like to take this first half over 111.5 and the full game over 218.5. That's kind of my thought process behind this. Is I think this line is entirely too low.
I just think Brooklyn's that bad, to be honest. I think it's more of a Brooklyn thing than an Atlanta thing because you look at Brooklyn. Sure, actually, they just played each other 2 days ago, and it was 124-97 Brooklyn. So a blowout win for Brooklyn, and it went over the total. I kind of lean Atlanta in this matchup. Although the spread just doesn't make sense. These two teams are both out, and teams that are not playoff teams right now, two teams that are having really, really bad seasons. So for me in this one, it ends up being a stay away. I guess it's a lean towards the Hawks. And at the total, as crazy as it sounds, Nick, I kind of lean towards the under. But I'm not going to bother with this game, Nick.
I'm going to move on this over. I'm going to move on the first half and the full game over. And maybe I'm falling for a trap, and so be it if I am. But Atlanta, Brooklyn, first half, because this is just one of those lines where the discrepancy between my line and the line that I'm getting is so ridiculous that maybe it's just wrong. My numbers are just wrong, but this game soars over the total, and I'm going to double down on this over.
Good luck. Jackrabbits, you like South Dakota State? I believe they're against North Dakota State today. They are. I guess I could see that. Let's keep rolling through the games, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Miami Heat and the Utah Jazz. We have the Heat as 7.5-point favorites with a total of 224 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here, where we have this game opened up with the Miami Heat as 8-point favorites. It's down to a 7.5. So we've had a half-point line movement towards the Utah Jazz in this game. Line opened up at a 226.5. It's down to a 223. So we've had to move towards the under. We've had to move towards the Jazz in this game here. Let's take a look at the cash flow here in the spot where we have 73% of the tickets and 98% of the cash is on the Heat, and the lines move slightly towards the Jazz, which is kind of interesting here that the public's on the Heat and the line move towards the Jazz. Kind of tells me that the Jazz are live in this game. And then 28% of the tickets, 90% of the cash on the over in this spot here, and the lines move towards the under. It's dropped a few points towards the under, but I wonder if that type of money is coming in at this 223 number rather than the 225 number it was. And it's down to a 7 now. This tells me that the Jazz are the play in this game. The Jazz are 100% the play in this game, and I'm going to move on the Jazz here in this spot. That's what this line is telling me. +7 and +230 for the Jazz for me in this spot. I have this game projected around 5.5. And watching the market react the way it has with all the money coming on the Heat, and they're making it more appealing to bet the Heat. This is Jazz all day for me. +7, +230.
Keep in mind, this is also Miami's first game back home after, a 6-game road trip. That was a very successful, I think it was a 5-1 road trip where their only loss was on the final game in Denver.
Makes me love it even more.
Yeah. So, yeah, it would be a lean towards the Utah Jazz for me. I will say I only have one play on today's NBA card, so I did not end up getting to the Jazz just because I don't really trust the Jazz right now. 3-10 their last 7. Not a team. If I'm betting them, I gotta bet them at home, not on the road. So ultimately, this is just a stay away spot. But for you, Nick, hopefully the Jazz can win this one for you. But for me, this one's a pass.
Sure.
Over. I could see the over in this game.
I would lean over as well.
Let's head to this one, which I know you're gonna have interest in.
Yeah, I do, and I'm going to fall for it. So be it. Memphis Grizzlies and Portland Trailblazers. The Grizzlies 2-point favorites, total of 208.5 or 208. Line opened up at a 209. It's down to a 208. So we've had a 1-point line movement towards the under. Line opened up at a 1.5. It's up to a 2 now for Memphis. Let's just take a look what the money line has done. As for line movement here, on Bet Online, it opened up at a 140. It's down to a 135, but yet the lines moved from a 1.5 to a 2. That's kind of interesting there. And we have 77% of the tickets, 96% of the cash is on the Grizzlies. 66% of the tickets, 90% of the cash is on the Grizzlies spread. And the lines move towards the Grizzlies here, 1,500 tickets in. So that makes sense. 55% of the tickets, 65% of the cash on the under. The lines move towards the under. That makes sense. I'm not going to step in front of this line move when it comes to the total because I do have this game projected up in the 2 teens. Around 212.5, 213 range. So I do see value on this over. However, I'm not going to move on it. I am going to, however, move on the Memphis Grizzlies. I was on them last night. I'm going to be on them again today. I'm maybe just a sucker for pain. But the fact that, wow, this line's moved up to a 2.5. But the fact that this line is moving up, and I'm not going to mess with this 2.5. I got $1.40 here with the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm going to take that. You get blown out by 30 points the night before. I expect you to bounce back in this game, especially against the Portland Trailblazers at home. And I get it, they're without Jaren Jackson Jr., which is really messing up their offense. But the offense too. But for me, this is got to be a Grizzlies spot here, right?
It would be Grizzlies or nothing. But is that something I'm really interested in actually wanting to do after? No. This is a 1-800-GAMBLER game. And after last night, yes, it is Memphis or nothing. But for me, with as big of a card today, it is nothing for me. Good luck to you. This one was a very close to being a Memphis play, but ends up being a pass. I will have something on the next game.
Fair enough.
I'm fading my Jazz. They have been absolute trash. It's just a bad spot for Miami.
Terrible spot.
Didn't these two just play the other night? Yeah, last night.
It was
this got to be a 1-800 toilet bowl matchup in the NBA. Yes. Only ways to smash NBA today's player props. I could see one player prop I like. Lean Grizzlies and over, but won't probably bet it. That is fair. We'll head to the one game I'm actually interested in, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Denver Nuggets and the LA Lakers. We have the Lakers as 1-point favorites in this game with a total of 226.5 in this spot. Let's get into the line history in this one here, where we have this line opened up. Denver -1 is down to Denver -115. So not really too much of a line movement there. Line opened up 229.5 down to 227.5. So we've moved towards the under in this game. 28% of the tickets and 67% of the cash is on the Lakers in this spot here. We've had a slight move towards the Lakers in this one here. I have this game projected at Nuggets -1.5. So it's just enough to really move the needle here for me and move on the Nuggets. It'd be a lean in that direction. I see a slight edge with Denver in this game. Am I interested in doing that and going against the market here, which shows a little bit of sharp money on the Lakers, the line moving slightly towards the Lakers? I'm not interested in jumping in front of that, no. So this is going to be a stay-off spot for me. It is Nuggets or nothing, and I'm aware of the track history that the Nuggets have against the Lakers as of late, but it's not a game I'm going to be moving on.
Yeah, it's 7 straight wins for the Nuggets versus the Lakers, including playoffs last year. And I think they continue their dominance over them today. I'm just not high on this Lakers team, and this Nuggets team looks like the team that made the run last year. Because so far since the All-Star break, they are 5-0. Granted, some of these games are kind of ugly because Washington, Portland, Golden State, not good teams. Sacramento and Miami, the last 2 games, solid. I think Sacramento and Miami are both better than the Lakers. I think this is a good spot for the Nuggets to keep on rolling, make it 6 in a row, and 8 in a row against the Lakers. Nuggets money line for me. LeBrick James to score 40K points via 3-pointer. I don't think he gets it this game. Murray playing today on Nuggets and Joker triple-double. That's where I would go is Nuggets, Joker, triple-double. And then we got this game that's gross.
Yeah, but I think it presents some value, but it's a question of whether or not you want to bet into it. We had the Phoenix Suns and the Houston Rockets -9.5 for the Suns, total of 232.5 in this game. Line opened up at a 9, it's up to a 9.5. So we've had to move towards the Suns. Open up to 29.5, it's up to 232.5. So it's moved up 3 points as well. 34% of the tickets, 71% of the cash on the under, which is kind of interesting there. 48% of the tickets and 90% of the cash on the Suns, and the lines move towards the Suns. So the market pointing towards the Suns, which is probably enough to keep me off this game because my numbers like the Houston Rockets in this spot here. I have them around 6.5. So I think there's a few points of edge here with the Rockets. But the question is, do I want to back the Rockets, especially on the road, where they've struggled this year? And the answer is no. It'd be Rockets or nothing for me, but I'm just going to settle with betting the first 3 games and laying off the last 2.
I'm going to settle with my one play today, which is the Nuggets. I'm not going and trying to bet the Rockets on the road. And I'm not laying 9.5 points on the Suns. Just not happening. This one's I know it might sound, I know I'm boring or whatever. Final game of the day is a pass for me.
I know.
Double for James is plus 115. Maybe choker, triple double and double double for James, 2-legger. This rematch from Thursday, meh, no thanks. All right. That is all of the games for today. We'll go quickly do a little bit of a housekeeping recap, and then we'll head on out. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all links in the description below. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all of those linked down below. If you guys are interested in becoming a member of the YouTube channel, our entire Saturday card is up there. I posted it up before the show today, so I will say the Columbus play is not on there, so it is what it is. But all the other plays are up there if you guys are interested in that. Hockey today, I kind of lean under in the Canes game. I like Nashville today. I like Minnesota today, even though I'm not going to bet it, but I lean Minnesota. Draw in Toronto. Draw in the Islanders game. And I kind of lean Sharks and then Flames. And then I'm on the Nuggets. Nick?
Yeah. I'm rocking with Winnipeg plus 133. Kraken plus 137. Blues plus 107. Canadiens plus 205. Canadiens team total over 2.5 minus 115. The New York Rangers at plus 107. The Buffalo Sabres at plus 102. And the under 6 in Buffalo Vegas at minus 105. Columbus minus 1 plus 115. Columbus team total over 3.5 plus 115. Columbus Chicago over 6 minus 117. San Jose Sharks plus 2.5 at minus 125. Calgary Flames money line minus 125. And then in the NBA, Atlanta Brooklyn first half over 111.5, full game over 218.5. I am on the Utah Jazz plus 7 plus 235 and the Memphis Grizzlies at $1.40.
There you go. Good luck, guys. Let's smash the books today. Let's do it. Good luck, everybody. Appreciate the show. Appreciate it, Josh. NC State plus 10 to lean that way. You like Roma and some soccer. Good luck. And then Boiler, Fakers, and Sooners. Is Purdue playing today? I believe. Purdue's against Michigan State. They're a 10.5-point favorite. Good luck. And Oklahoma is a 6.5-point dog versus Houston at home. It was a lean that way. Did not bet it. That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back tomorrow. Peace out, guys.